look at the Sixers team and I look at this first half of really the 2021 version of this year, and I say, all right, you all have Ben Simmons. That situation is that situation. You don't even have the return on the investment of Ben Simmons yet for a trade or anything like that. You have COVID, you got injuries, you got all this going on right now with this team, including an MVP candidate, runner-up in the MVP race last year, Joel Embiid. We all know how good he is. And then you're also missing a guy that was second-team all-defense, and that was Matisse Thybulle. So it's going to be a minute before this team really starts to hit some kind of a stride. Now what? 4 straight losses? That's not a good look. But I think we all know why the losses are piling up right now. And if they're going to struggle, it's probably best that they're doing this on the West Coast trip where a lot of people aren't staying up to watch these particular games except me, who's betting Tyrese Maxey's over, and he's not getting it. So that's on me. I take 100% of that responsibility. But it was just a rough one last night. A lot of guys struggling. Seth Curry had one of his most struggle-filled performances with the Sixers. I don't think he got a point until the second half of this game. He and Tobias Harris will be going into opening the third quarter, or in the first half, where something crazy like 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 7 for 3. They just weren't able to get anything done last night. Doc Rivers, you could sense his frustration. By the fourth quarter, it was just all backups. Paul Reed finally got into the game. Bassie was in the game for a large amount of time. I don't know how many minutes he played, but he was in there for a while. So it was not the best Sixers game to watch last night, and you certainly saw them struggling. And I think the Sixers are at a point right now where they just want to throw their hands up in the air and say, all right, we're going to wait till we get our guys back. We were already waiting to see what was going to happen with Ben Simmons, and now we're in a spot to say, all right, Tyrese Maxey, we know what we can get out of you. Tobias Harris, we're pretty sure we know what we can get out of you. But until those other guys come back, we're just going to try to do whatever it is we can to just stay in games. That's the way at least it looked last night. It was not pretty. It was not pretty for the 76ers. We'll get into that a little bit more with Serena Winters when she joins the show coming up in just a second on the Rothman Orthopedics guest line.